Hmm?
Um, you want to count?
Oh, of course I want to count. I love to count. Who do you take me for? I'm Mr. Count. Count man. Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1. And we should be live as well.
We're already live. Hello and welcome to That Beautiful Life podcast. This is episode 220, if I'm correct. Is it 220? 220.
Yeah, that is
220.
Correct.
This is, of course, I'm Curtis Campbell, sitting here in the beautiful Red United Kingdom, talking to the beautiful Roger Bergstrom, all the way in Stockholm, Sweden. Rog, how are you doing this fine? What is it? Wednesday afternoon?
It is Wednesday for sure, and evening even. As you know, here right now it's 8:30 p.m. And it's been yeah, the good weather has continued. Today it was not as warm as it has been the recent 2 days, for example, but still good. I was expecting more rain. We just had some rain in the morning, early morning, and then it's been good weather. So no, it's good. Life is moving forward as it is, in its own pace, things like that. I mean, I have stuff to talk about. We will do that. I know you might have some as well, depending on.
Yeah.
Well, you want to start or yeah?
I will like to start. I think I can.
Yeah, please do that.
I think I can start definitely. So we're back for another week. My missus is at home again. So I've got home cooked food.
Yeah, it's nice that she's back for many reasons, both for you and the boys. But was it a bit of you kind of hint? Is it a surprise?
She surprised me. She surprised me. She came in. She didn't say anything. She just turned up. Knocked on the door. Zavi opened, and there she was, like just waiting. And it was like,
wow.
Yeah, because someone knocked. So you heard. And I was like, Zavi, who is that? He's like, I don't know. I was like, he's by the door and he's like, who is it? And they're not responding. And he's like, who is it? And then at that point, I walked downstairs because I'm like, who's knocking on my door and just standing there without saying anything? So I go down and then I said, Zavi, go ahead and open it. And I'm just sitting on the top of the stairs, just looking ahead because I can see the silhouette of a person standing there. And he opens the door and there's Alex with her back turned to us. And I was like,
okay.
She turns around and I'm like, what are you doing here?
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, so we had having her back home has been nice. The food has been good. The the company has been good. It's been pretty chill. I mean, honestly, I think more than anything else, I'm just enjoying eating her cooking, but I think it's just been nice. It's been nice having her back and so forth. The sad part though is that we have her now, but she's going back again. So it's a short stay.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's a short stay. She's only here till the 17th, and then she has to go again. Essentially, for the chemo, essentially what they're doing is they take a break in between it, and this is during the time for the break. So she took some time to come over. And she's already booked her flight back to go back to be there because obviously her grandmother still needs the help, Yeah,
right.
So it's not just like, oh well, you finish the chemo or you get halfway through and you don't need help, because obviously, it's a cancer is a debilitating sort of disease. It's sort of a thing whereby you can't do things for yourself. You can't control your body in some ways and so forth.
Yeah.
So you need it's always good to have someone there with you that can and especially if it's someone that knows you and cares about you and will put in that effort to take care of you properly, because sometimes you could get like a nurse or something like that, but what is the quality of that of that care, whereas if you have a loved one who genuinely loves you and is genuinely gonna put in that effort to take care of you and all that kind of stuff, that's a whole different scale. And I think with her being there, her grand is getting a much better care than if it was just some random person being there with her and so forth. So generally speaking, she's all good and dandy for the while until Alex has to go back. But time is counting. She has to go again. So
Exactly. Yeah, right. Okay. Well, now I get the bigger picture here, I guess. I understand it is what it is, but at least you guys will have her at home for some time,
yeah.
a few weeks, things like that.
What did you miss, Nalu? So Lexi's back. She's back from the States for a few weeks, and then she has to go back again. That's what you mixed, really. So yeah, so she's back for a few weeks. She goes back on the 17th, and then she's gonna be back there for some time. It's gonna be it's a long stint. She's gonna be there for.
Yeah.
So we're obviously gonna have it's gonna be me and the boys. And that means that there are quite a lot of significant changes that are going to have to be made around, for the house, for the family, for everything, to facilitate that, And I won't go into all of it now, because I don't think now is the right time. But I've referenced some of it to Raj, and even with you, Raj, I haven't even gone into details about it.
No.
Fully, because there's some stuff that we didn't have time to discuss it, as we came on the call.
Yeah.
So, but there's some stuff I will mention a lot later. Her trip was fine. I mean, in a sense, she's there taking care of her grandmother, going through chemo, so it's a very personal thing. They both got a really close relationship with each other, so it's a very sort of like I know for her, it's important for her to be there. I mean, one of the first things that we've discussed when we first met was that if ever she needs to go be there with her grandmother for any particular reason, as she's getting older, I would make sure that I could hold on the fort, while she's away.
Right. Yeah.
And vice versa, so now is the time to sort of like, when you say something, to start to step up and get the job done, instead of just, some people say stuff and then the action doesn't match it. So now is the time to match what I've promised, to keep my promise to her. And that's what I'm doing. But yeah, it just means a lot of things are changing for my family, and everything like that. And it means a lot of things are changing for my lifestyle and a lot of different things and so forth. But generally, it's just been nice having her home. We've done some watching some film together. We haven't played any games together, but she's sat and watched me game. I've done quite a significant amount of gaming since she's been back. I've had a little time. I've taken a little time for myself. She's sort of like, gotten to do some stuff with the boys and catch up with them. And then her and I, we've done some catching up. We like this past weekend, we went to we booked this thing in town, in this place called the Biscuit Factory. The Biscuit Factory, It's sort of like a movie theater, but it also is like a sort of like modern event sort of vibe kind of place. It's sort of like very, very chic, So the kind of place where people do snaps instead of. So it's kind of that kind of vibe. Very, very hipstery, I guess is the best way to put it, or bougie, And we went there for a what do you call this thing again? A quiz night. So
okay.
It was Alex, myself, my sister, and my brother-in-law, and we went in, and we were convinced we were going to come last. We did not come last. We came second to last.
Well.
I was hoping for the last place though, because of the fact that apparently the team that gets last, they get to choose a question for the next like 5 other questions. They can choose a topic for it. So I was hoping to choose a topic for 5 of the questions. I was going to be like, video games or One Piece.
Exactly. Good luck with that, you rest of you guys. Yeah.
You know what? The team that won, we had to correct their because you correct each other's sheets. We had to correct theirs, and oh my god, Raj, these guys were like, they were just eating up these questions. It's like the trivia was everything. We were just like, yep, 1 point. I was just like, I just get one wrong.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
They were corrected our paper, and I was just like, oh my god, they're probably looking at us and thinking, look at these dum-dums,
Exactly. How did they come up with this? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we had some we had some thing. I think one of the last questions was it was like name 10 countries that started with T. And we had to go through a list trying to find 10 countries that started with T. That was intense. Kitami, what's going on? Welcome to the chat.
Hello. Hi,
This is an
Cat. Yeah.
Just for those of you that are new here that don't know who Cat Simulator is. Cat Simulator is a very, very, I don't want to say it's like she's old, but she's an old friend of mine. That was actually the first person that I podcast with, and the reason that I started podcasting in the first place was her, because I think I've told the story before, but generally some friends will tell me I should podcast, and it all hinged on Kitami saying yes to me. And so I said, oh, if she says yes, and this was at this point in time, we weren't even friends at the time. We had just got to know each other. So we were just sort of like acquaintances. And I said, oh, I'll ask her. And if she says yes, we'll do the podcast. And I was like, there's no way she's going to say yes. And I asked her, and she said yes. So I was kind of locked in. I had to start podcasting, and we did that for quite a significant amount of time. Built out the website, all that kind of stuff. Met Raj, and then her life changed, my life changed. A lot of stuff changed. She spent some time in Korea. There's a podcast on this channel with her and I talking about that whole experience in Korea. I think you guys should listen to it. I think it's very eye opening, and it's a super cool conversation. So if you guys want to like hear a bit more about that story, you can go and listen to that on the channel here. But generally, good to have you in the chat. I hope you're doing well. Right. So anyway, so my week has been it's been a bit of that. Alex being back has been great. The boys are chill, and I think tonight,
as you said, isn't it like, sorry for coming in there, but yeah, as you said, I mean, you've been by yourself for quite some time. I mean, granted, it's been the same, like opposite around. You've been away, and Alex by yourself, but it does make a difference, doesn't it? Especially if it's been like a longer term kind of thing, and the other partner comes back. I can just think about my own situations through the years. Unfortunately for Annalie, there was a long period of time when I was the one being mostly away, in periods of times, But it makes a difference with the logistic, and as you said, you can even maybe get that little free time. Also, sit down, and you said you've done some gaming,
significant amounts of gaming.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, but you see, it can open up. That's great.
It is.
As Nala wrote before, also it's good with to have each other's support, and because family is family, and it's also important from a kind of a how do you say logistic kind of perspective as well, when it comes to the everyday life, especially when there's children around, how definitely to get everything together. It can be like a quiz in itself,
The thing as well, I think like you say, family is family, and it's good to have that. I think one of the things that I have to say is that having my like what I told you about earlier is like when I informed my family about it, and I'm being very vague here for the rest of you. I've got some really bad news about something that I will express at some point in the future, but for now it's something that I just want to keep a bit personal at the moment. Roger knows a brief bit about it, but generally when I told my family the way the support I got from them, like how much they were just really supportive and overwhelmingly, what it was my brother, my sister-in-law texting me late at night, my sister's-in-law's brother, staying in a call with me and just sort of talking about it with me and so forth. My sister just coming and saying, hey, do you need a hug? Alex coming in and just saying like, hey, just take the time and just chill, like relax, don't worry about it. Just knowing that I had that support from everyone during something like this, it makes you feel like, yeah, okay, cool. I can get through this. Like it's not too bad.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
that's beautiful.
It is. It's nice. Family is great. Family is great, and so forth. So, generally, we've just had a grand old time. Alex and the boys have been out and they've done some stuff together. Excluding me, which I excluded myself from those activities, so I can sit down and do some video gaming. So, I've had enough time with the boys over the past couple of months.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's good to have that kind of little breathing space, if you will. It's like your own quality time kind of thing. It's important, I believe.
Precisely. And
also in a relationship, like you know how it is. You need that. You both need that. It's like
I
it's
think
a thing. It's a thing for sure.
is it a thing more so for men though? Because like I don't know about you, Raj, or for most of
Yeah.
the other male viewers or listeners of the podcast, but I get the vibe that women more wants to spend time with us blokes more so than, and not like we don't want to spend time with them, but us blokes are more like we can be around you in significant moments, and then well we you could do your thing, I could do my thing, and we'll still be good.
Yeah, it could be so, but I would say, I'm not sure. You might be onto something here, but I would say that I've had different. I mean, I've had a few girlfriends through the years, and they've all been different, and some has been very like how do you say, strong within themselves. Just having their own thing that they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also been cases where I felt that okay, do we have to do everything together? That sounds bad. I'm sorry, but I think you understand what I mean when I say that. I was hitting the mic at the same time. So I think it's more a personality thing than the actual gender. But I don't know.
Between you and Anli,
interesting thought.
How would you say the dynamic works between you and Anli? Who is more like, I need your time and let's go do this thing together? How would you?
I think it is something that has changed through the years. I mean, we have known each other and been together for so long that I think it's both natural that we have been doing and are doing more things by ourselves now compared to like 15 years ago, as an example. But that also has to do with the fact that, we have grown up boys now, like children. They are not children, they're grown-ups. So that changes so much. We talked about having some more space when it comes to your daily life and everything outside of work, whatever you do. But so with that said, we have, I mean, as I said, we sometimes nowadays also watch, Annalie watches a series on her TV set, and I watch on mine more or less, because we just feel, and it's not that we don't, I mean, we sit together also and watch things together. I told you, we've been watching Yellowstone, for example, and everything. But it is something we can do that, and it's perfectly okay. It's fine. But then when we are together and we do things together, also as a family, I'm getting to that soon. I'm going to talk about it. Then it's like we're there. It's like quality time, if that makes sense. But she has her thing. She likes to take really long walks, and I mean really long walks. Like she can be away quite a few hours.
Ooh.
I'm not so much into that. I like outdoor life. I take walks every day, but I walk maybe just 20 minutes and then I'm back and I continue to work. Because for me, it's more like it's to get the sun, the fresh air, and a bit of exercise. But then it's not like more than that for me. So she does that, and that's her thing, sort of. And she, of course, nowadays also, I'm glad that she, quite a few years ago, found her way back to music. As she was also studying music, at the academy way back. So she sings in a really good vocal ensemble, and they're having concerts now and then and so forth. So it's like so it's good, I think that's super important. I maybe got into something else, but I think it's so important in a relationship also to have your own thing and identity. You have to be you, even if you are together with someone else. And I think that can sometimes become a problem if one part in the relationship doesn't really, how do you say, fully accept the good and the bad, so to say, when it comes to the other person. And what, I mean, if Annalie would hate like video gaming, like really, oh, why are you doing that? Oh, that shit. Oh, it wouldn't work. We could be together. Or something else. Why are you going to the gym? Why do you work out? Why, that wouldn't be good either. I mean, the good thing for me, and I've told you so many times, I am super happy with the fact that I got so much. We talked about support before. Nala also wrote about that, like family and everything, stuff like that. Regarding the fact that, I mean, when I was touring, when I was away so much during, especially the whole 90s and a big part of the early 2000s, well, I mean, I actually took such a big portion of the work at home, so to say, especially when the boys were smaller. Of course, I did my part when I was at home, absolutely, but it was a thing. So I, things like that. Yeah, whatever. It comes and goes, but even so, support is important. And I see you're kind of writing about the opposite here. Also, I have. Oh, you have ADHD, no ugly impairments. So I didn't miss significant others when doing my own thing. Yeah, yeah, that could be, of course, the thing too.
That
You don't
definitely
really like it.
sounds that definitely sounds like a Tammy. She does have that sort of like the vibe of like she could just sort of like, yeah, I'm cool, like I'm chill, like, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that does sound
but even so, I yeah, okay, ADHD, I understand. But even I was always about to say, not having that, I think I can also I can go into myself sometimes and really like get into something. That could be the music making. It could be gaming also, to be honest, at some point. And you know, I think it comes out to what makes you feel good. And I think it's important that your partner accept that and hopefully also support it, and maybe also even though they might not be 100% like how to say, well, interested, if that makes sense. At least, well, how was that? Did you have fun playing that game? And then maybe you can listen with like a little filter, maybe 35% of attention, but at least you're caring, if that makes sense. I think it's important, you know. And because as Nalu said, you don't know what you have until it's gone, and that's also very true. So I think it's you gotta hold on, you gotta stick together, if that makes sense. And if you're gonna do that and manage in the long run, so much worse for me now, then you really have to accept the other person for who or she is, like fully. And some people can really do that, and some people have a harder time to do that. It depends really on how you match. But I think that I mean, I know that you and your missus are different, so to say.
Yeah, we do
like different things as well, and it's the same with me and Annalie. And I think that can be pretty good. Could be good that you aren't like the same. Yeah, because sometimes people are looking for someone that has like everything should match. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good match for you, to be honest. Sometimes a bit of friction can actually be good, if that makes sense. As long as you, as I said, respect each other and give some space for one another. So yeah.
Sounds pretty. I mean, at the end of the day, I think
that was the wise word of the week from Mr. Bergstrom over here. I don't know if it was just a lot of blah blah, but I think that's at least what my experience is. Yeah.
I think it was brilliant, and I think generally speaking, like when it comes to stuff like with me and my missus, we don't have everything in common, but there are some things that we do, and we kind of appreciate those things, and the things that we don't have in common, we just sort of give each other space to experience that sort of stuff. One thing that we do have in common, though, and this is something you guys for the past couple of weeks I've been doing this, so I'm going to continue. I'm just going to step away for a second. Roger, you can hear me, but the rest of you can't hear me.
I can't hear you. I can still hear you.
So we got this recently. Got a new vacuum.
What?
This is a new vacuum, bro.
Okay. Oh, it's one of those. Now I see. I didn't understand at first, since it was so folded or whatever have you.
No.
Okay.
I've been saying this for a while. As you get older in life, when you're a kid, it's the toys and stuff like that. You know, you're like, oh my God, I want to have these toys and I want to have these cool things. And sometimes as an adult, you know, there are some things that you still get, you know, like that. But the coolest things are appliances and stuff for your own house, especially when you live on your own. That's when it kicks in. You know, you're like, oh, I need to get this new fridge. I need to get that. So we got a new vacuum cleaner, and it's awesome. It's got AI sensor to sense like when the vacuum. It calls it AI. It's not really AI. It's probably just a sensor that senses if something needs to be sucked a bit more.
It could be so.
But it's because the reason why we got it is our old vacuum, the one we bought before. Essentially the problem we ran into is that it would die halfway through the cleaning process. And that one was an Amazon vac. It was pretty good. It was a handheld vac just like this one. But it would die halfway through the clean. So you'd get like 1 room and a half done, and then you'd have to like plug it in, and it will take like 3-4 hours to charge. So by the time you've done that, you're like, I'm done with cleaning. So this one, an hour full of charge. So we can actually vacuum the whole house in one charge, and it's amazing. Cool. The battery is detachable as well, so you can buy extra batteries and charge it. I'm not doing that right now. An extra battery is 80 quid. I can't afford that. But yeah, we got a new vacuum.
Cool.
Right?
When did you get it?
We actually ordered it before I got that bad news that I told you about. But it's here now. It's a brilliant vacuum. I hope to maybe do a review on it or some kind of something. Share a bit of feedback as to how well it works. So far, it's been fine.
But isn't it funny? It's kind of interesting. I mean, you got into it like saying, well, if it would have been like quite many years ago, it could be that toy, as you said, or maybe, oh, look at my new bicycle. Look at this. It looks so cool. Look at the wheels and everything. And now we're talking, look at this vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Right. This is the good stuff. This is,
trust me.
And I totally understand what you mean. It's like,
it's the fun. I mean, when I visit your
changes.
When I visit your house, you were like, oh, okay, so I got this little statue when I was visiting this country, and this is where I do my gym stuff, and also this is my fridge and so forth. Like literally, that's what you do as an adult. Like you come to my house, I'm like, well, so this is my dishwasher that I bought the other day, and you can put this amount of dishes in it, and this is my new fridge. Oh, and it's got a freezer on top.
It's true. It's actually true. Oh my God, yeah, isn't it funny? But yeah, that's how it is, because yeah, you become so aware of the practical stuff, and you just have to take care of that because, yeah, as you say, you're an adult. You live by yourself or with a family, and you have responsibilities. It's like, it's funny.
My younger self would slap me. He'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's true. You can.
Raj, how was your week, bro? How was your week? What did you guys get up to in the Bigstrom household? What was up?
Nice comment there by you, Osanala. By the way, yeah, it's been a good week. As I said, we've had really warm and nice weather to start with. That always brings a little smile on your face when you wake up and it's sunshine and everything. I had a good and a bad experience on the same day. Sometimes that can actually happen. It's nothing like groundbreaking, and I'm not gonna continue to talk almost in riddles. I gotta definitely explain. As some of you guys know, I have a problem with my left forearm and my elbow, and this has been a kind of a weird injury. And I've been doing this neurology test, and I've done one like normal kind of X-ray and everything, and the neurology tests show that it's most likely, as I have of course kind of thought myself, it has to do with the nerves in the arm. It could be, as the physiotherapist said, like how to say, impingement. It's like trapped, when the nerve is trapped, like squeezed and
pinched
somewhere.
I think that's what they call it.
Pinched. Exactly. Thank you. Pinched. The doctors relate it back up to the neck, like C7, C8 in the neck, because that's where some of the nerves go out through the arm into the hand.
Same thing I have.
So, what?
That's the same thing I have. Go on, then. We've got the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, who needs it? Okay. But anywho, so on Saturday, I was about to do this MR. I'm not sure. I have to ask, has anyone done an MR scan, like MR X-ray? Because I would like to know. The interesting thing is when I streamed on Sunday, two of the guys I was playing together with, and I had no clue, they had done that. An MR is like you lay down and then they like mechanical into a tunnel that is like 2 meters long, and it's only 60 centimeters, sometimes 80, but this was 60 centimeters in diameter. That's not a big hole. And I also, since they were, they wanted to x-ray my neck, so I had to have like a plastic cover, like they attached it over my head with only a small little hole, like if you have ever had a diving mask, you know how that looks, right? So it was really like, oh shit. And then I came into this tunnel, and it was very, it was here, literally here. And then when the machine started, I had like headphones. Oh, I have had many in my life. Well, no, follow this then, because I want to hear your experience. Everyone even. No, even so, what happened to you? Because I have done a lot of stuff in my life so far. And it said the neurology test was like needles into hand and arm, and I don't mind. I don't mind. It's nothing for me. But it's different because what happened to me when I got into the machine and was like in this environment, and the sound started. It's quite loud. It's like, and I was supposed to lie like that for 30 minutes.
Oh, serious?
Yes. 15 times 2, short break, and then the next 15 minutes. Then they would probably take away the mask because first it was for the neck. They had to fixate my head, my neck, and then for the elbow and that part. And I freaked out. I actually got claustrophobia. I was like, I can't do this. I just pressed the alarm button and they took me out. I was, nope, I'm not doing this. Hell no, absolutely not. It was, yeah, it was not nice. It was, I couldn't do it, which is unfortunate because it's one of those X-rays I need to do to see if it's a pinched nerve somewhere, or if the doctor that I have here where I live believes that it might be an herniated disc in my neck. So I'm like, okay, what to do? Well, I went, that was the bad experience on Saturday. And to be honest with you, it might have been the competitive side of me that kicked in, because I was like, I didn't feel good about it. It felt as if I've lost a match, a game, if you will. It was like, oh, shit. 4-0. That's how I lost. And then I got picked up by Anil by the hospital. We went to my oldest son, his apartment, and we barbecued. We had a really nice evening together as a family. We talked about that. And because, I had my birthday on Wednesday last week, so we couldn't really meet up, everyone. So it was really, really nice. A good ending of that day. Like, as I said, as life can be. First, very, I don't want this experience kind of thing. And then, relax, drink some good wine, make some good food, with family. Yeah, it was really nice. But yeah, what are you saying, Alan? Mine, this sounds like Mortal Kombat music. But may I ask you guys, how did you experience it? I'm gonna say this. I got surprised over my reaction. I have some criticism though, and that has to do with the fact that they don't prepare you at all for what to expect. And when I came home, I started to Google, and I'm not sure how it is where you live, but here in Sweden, I've seen that they've done some research. And they have come up with the fact that they have been doing a bad job when it comes to actually inform the patient what's going to happen. Like, well, we will do like this. It's going to sound a lot. We do this and then, and it's going to take this long and la da da. I didn't know anything about that. When I went to the neurologist, I got, when they sent the paper, it was like, we're going to do this. We're going to send electricity through your arm, your hand, your fingers like this. And then we're going to take this needle. It's going to be quite long. We're going to put it into your hand and your biceps and triceps. It was very clear. So because what they came up with, my bottom line when it comes to my Googling afterwards was when they prepare the patient in time before, this is going to happen. It can feel a bit like this, but it's nothing to worry about, blah, 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 blah. Then it usually went well for these guys. And of course, it's a small percentage. We all have things that we might be afraid of. It could be heights, it could be spiders, it could be blood, needles, whatever have you. For me, apparently, that situation with the mask on here and also in the tunnel where the wall was literally here, it's like I'm in a fucking sorry for swearing, I'm in a coffin. That's how it felt. I am buried alive. That's how it felt. I am not kidding you.
That is terrible. When you describe it that way, that is terrifying. That is quite.
Yeah, but you see, as Nalu wrote, it was surprisingly decent, but it felt like it took 3 hours, but it was only 45. Yeah, but then you definitely got into it and could relax and everything, because that's about what it takes. Everything from, like, depending on how much they do. It could be everything from 20 minutes to an hour, It's like depends on. But may I ask you, did they also do the head and neck on you? Because if they do, that's what I said. It's like a plastic cover, maybe 50 centimeters that they like attach, like on whatever they put it on where you're lying, so it's kind of fixates your head, keep it in place. Because I think if I didn't have that, it would have been maybe okay. So what's going to happen? Well, usually what they do, they have rescheduled, but at another hospital, maybe MR that has a wider diameter. I don't know. I don't know that either. When I saw the like calling, whatever you say, from the hospital, it said like it was only mentioned the neck, not my forearm, not my elbow. So I don't know. Yeah, whatever. You've had at least 4 times. Well, and then you're used to it. Because I got some feedback also from the guy, the keyboard player in the band. He has been doing quite a lot of different examinations, and he had the same experience. He could not. The first time did not work at all. Second time, they put so much, medicine, drugs into him that he at least was able to lie still for like 15 minutes or something. But it's because I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, it's worthwhile. I mean, I want the results from it, but I don't want to do it. How should I cope with this? I have been checking other alternatives when it comes to ultrasound, also for checking the joints and everything, and CT scan. So I have booked a meeting with my doctor that's going to be on this upcoming Monday to talk this through, just so we know, because I was supposed to, after the x-ray on Saturday, on Wednesday this week, I was supposed to meet up with the what's that in English? Orthopedic?
Orthopedist?
Orthopedic.
Yeah, something like
that. Yeah, orthopedist, exactly. But I mean, I canceled it because I thought, well, what can he do now? He doesn't have anything to. Well, the nerve, sure, the nerve examination, but no X-ray to look at. So yeah. But yeah, what do you say now? The biggest one was a scan of my brain. Yeah. That was my first time. I was nervous through the whole thing. Wow, don't blame me. Good job doing it. Yeah, I don't know. I this is the thing. I said to the guy, when he started to explain what to do, I said like, well, okay, I get it, because I saw what I was about to get into. And I said, I might react to this. I'm not sure, but I might. Okay, he said, well, I'm not sure if this is so pedagogic. He said, well, we're going to do the worst part first. we're going to examine. So I got to put this on your head. I was like, okay. Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. That was the main big event. Happy, beautiful barbecue dinner with family after total MR X-ray failure. Oh, you were 16 at the time. Oh, that's really young. Hey, Miss AR. By the way, welcome home to it's a beautiful Reading and everything.
I had to actually text her just a moment ago. That's why I was so intently focused on. I was sending her a text to tell her can she send someone to close my door, because Ty just came in not too long ago while you were talking.
Okay.
And there's a light on. I have a light on my door that says I'm live on air or something like that.
Yeah.
And he knows this when it's on, don't come in. But I don't know he just came in, and I'm like, the house is full of people.
Yeah.
He said, unless it's an emergency, the house is burning down, Daddy. Let's save you. I'm sure it's something that he could talk to someone else about. But yeah. But yeah, so
we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave this soon. But I do want to ask, since we have it, the subject is up when it comes to things like that. I mean, I know through the years, as I said, I've traveled a lot. I've been on really high buildings, Empire State Building and World Trade Center before. Well, you know what happened, things like that. And I have been a bit whoa, heights haven't been that great. But I kind of got used to it in a way. I can still react if it's very whoa, high or whatever have you. But it's much better than it was 20 years ago. With that said, when it comes to closed spaces and things like that, or claustrophobia, if you will, what are your thoughts when I talk about this, Q? What do you think about it? How would you react?
Well, I am
it's
claustrophobic.
Hard to know, of course, but
I am claustrophobic, so that's one thing. I mean, I've gotten better with dealing with my claustrophobia, because remember, traveling used to be a difficult thing for me. Getting on a plane was difficult for me. I think you remember this.
Yes.
So I do have claustrophobia. I have learned to get by it, especially like to get on a plane and travel. I've been
Yeah.
able to like deal with that aspect of it. But at the same time, being in a tight enclosed space is not usually the best for me.
No.
I can manage it in short bursts. I can sort of like convince myself otherwise, and especially if I have something to distract myself, that helps. And I think like what you
Yeah.
described, if they maybe had a screen above you because you said you're like your eyes are open, uncovered there. If they had like maybe a screen that you could watch something, maybe you pick your favorite film or something and you just relax for
Yeah.
that 30 minutes or whatever that they have you laying there, it's better. But the fact that you can't move anything, that your neck is all like just locked in,
Exactly.
that is terrifying. I think to me,
Yes.
the idea of that sounds terrifying. I think unless, of course, I'm distracted, maybe the distraction is going to help me not think about it. But with the distraction, I'm going to be thinking about it. I'm going to be like, oh, this is kind of thing. But then there's a side of me that's kind of like, can I try to do it? Like, would I put myself up to doing something like that? Yeah, I would. I would because of the fact that I'm kind of I don't know, maybe it's ego. Maybe I'm just like I can do it, but I don't know if I'll make it.
No, exactly. It's hard to know. And it's absolutely, as I said, I didn't expect that either, even though I have like, how should we put it? Tendencies when it's been like a very narrow spaces and things like that. If I see, people in a movie when they are in a cave or something, when they are gliding through really like
Yeah,
it's
that freaks
very
me
hard
out.
to get through. That kind of freaks me out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not super much, but a bit. But this was for me at least this point of time. As I said, I might go for the second try.
Mm-hmm.
But it's yeah, it was a whole new level for me. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
really experienced like that. I actually gonna do like this just so you get a hint of how it looks. It depends. It's different machines, but this is actually, here you are. I sent you the pic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you sent it to me.
How it, yeah,
I think
through Discord.
I think I know what the machine looks like, but let me see.
Yeah, most likely.
Why am I not seeing it? Nothing came through. Discord, you said, or to WhatsApp.
Okay, this is interesting. I see that Nolly, yeah, here in America they have things for people who are claustrophobic or are bigger people, but it depends on how bad they have those issues. Yeah, I can imagine. As said, I mean, I was in a smaller MR scan, which means that, as said, it was 60 centimeters diameter.
Mm-hmm.
They have that might be the one I'm going to the second time, which is 80 centimeters, and of course that's a bit little difference, right? And quite some actually. It's still not big because you have to lie. If you think diameter, well, it means that it's like a circle, and the bed is still in the mid. It's not like bottom down. It's mid. So it's you're still very it's very strange.
Yeah.
And my thought, I have to say this, since I have been fortunate to be. I've been fortunate to be healthy for a very, very, very long time. I mean, as I said, before I got the problems with my arm, I haven't been to a doctor for like 12 years or something. And when I after I did this try or whatever you want to call it, I felt like, oh, so they haven't, how did I think? Well, they haven't come further than this in 2024.
You're like, technology
If
should
you
have gone
think
along.
about it, well, you have to lie like this. It's going to sound a lot. You have to have headphones and you're going to be there for 30 minutes. For what? Scanning my what?
Yeah. Yep. Technology
Haven't you
hasn't gone
watched
along.
Star Trek? Come on. What's happening? Yeah, if you think about it, it's quite primitive for being because there's other examinations you can do, especially if you do like a normal like CT scan. I think that's normal X-ray, but this is the magnetic field and everything. So you also got to be cautious because it said, oh, you have to take that off. I mean, if you have any metal on. So, for example, you can't do MR scans if you have certain like metal somewhere,
piercings and stuff like that. What about if you take like a sleeping pill before you take the scan? Can you just like fall asleep in there for like that 30 minutes?
I don't know. I don't know if they allow that because you are alone in there. The X-ray bloke is behind glass in another room. You can talk to him, and that's what I did. You have also this alarm button as mentioned, but I don't know how far they go with the meds. My friend Janne, he said that he got quite some, but that was just how do you say, you know, those kind of medicines that are drugs that are meant to, you know, calm you down,
Yeah,
maybe heart rate. I don't know how it works, but
maybe that might
yeah, it
help.
depends on where you live. Is how advanced they are. Yeah, most likely, most likely.
Mhm.
That's why I know, because I was at a smaller hospital not too far from where I live,
Mhm.
and it's definitely one of the, I don't know, older variants. Apparently, since they said, well, yeah, well, he explained afterwards. Well, they most likely gonna, you know, get in contact with you again, but then you might get to another hospital, and because I know some places have these bigger ones, blah blah blah, you know, things like that. So we'll see.
Mhm.
I usually it makes you go to sleep. Well, I would not mind. Yeah, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. As I said, I'm gonna talk to my doctor on Monday,
Mhm.
and because it would be great to do this kind of X-ray also for my condition. It would be good. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys. I'll keep you updated. But it's important when you start to talk about something like this,
Mhm.
because it kind of, you know, as I said, I was surprised that so many people have been doing MRs. I didn't
Mhm.
know that.
Mhm.
As I said, I played with two guys that, well, oh, I've done MR. I've done it twice. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, really? So yeah, you say that's what they do. I've seen it in the last few weeks. Oh,
Yeah.
really? Is
Remember,
it so?
she's been with her grand, so yeah,
Yeah,
you would.
yeah, that I know, that I
Yeah.
know. But did she do that kind of X-ray then? Maybe she did. There
I
could
think
be.
they always do stuff like that. I think as well. I think like for all of us, you know, this is inevitable as
Mm.
we get older. You know, our bodies don't always do exactly what we wanted to do and so forth. I'm trying to wonder if I actually had one of those done before because when I got my nerve damage, I remember going to the hospital. I just can't remember what I did there. Maybe I did an MRI scan and I forgot about the whole sort of experience.
You should have remembered. I'm pretty sure you should have
I
remembered,
think
to be honest.
I
It
think.
could be CT scan because it looks a bit like this, but it's more hollow
Mhm.
and wider.
Mhm.
How do you say? If you watch sci-fi movies, I would say a portal. So that
Maybe I
could
did.
be, or I
Maybe
don't
I
know.
did
Yeah.
something. I don't know, but I've seen the machines before. I've seen pictures and videos of them, and I think most recently when Ty injured his arm, we went into a room that had a machine that looked pretty much like that they used to sort of like scan his to see what kind of injuries he would have had in his bones.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, I think it's possible, but
Yeah.
yeah,
You
it's a
know, who knows? But it's interesting again when you see we already had quite a conversation about this. I find it very interesting again. And as Nalo says, I think, yeah, the last time you had one, you were not allowed to take anything that would put you to sleep, and that's
Mhm.
exactly what I think. Because if they do that, I think they have to have someone with you, if that makes sense. If you're
Mhm.
put to sleep, I don't think they can put you to sleep, put you into this tunnel,
Mhm.
like, and then leave the room, if that makes sense, because that's what they do,
Mhm.
or what he did. It was only one person.
Mhm.
So yeah, whatever.
And there are
Yeah,
no
she
cameras
got a
or
foot
anything.
drop.
There are no cameras and
Uh,
everything that can sort
I
of.
didn't really think of cameras.
Mhm.
Could have been. At least it was the mics and the speakers, apparently, since I was in contact with him. Or and sorry, headphones. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. She okay. They thought she had a stroke initially. Found the foot drop from the scan. Okay, yeah, you
Mm.
see. No, they are very. You can detect a lot of things through the MRs. They are great in that sense,
Mhm.
but very outdated. Scotty, beam me up. Yeah, something like that. Okay, bro. Yeah, we should leave the hospital talk. But
Let's
again,
talk about.
it's
Let's talk some telly, bro. Let's talk some
oh,
telly.
telly. Yes,
Let's go
yes, yes,
straight into
telly.
telly. I think I'm
Love
gonna.
me some telly.
I'll save. We'll save the gaming for last. And I'm gonna go in with. Should I start with? I think I should start with what I watched. Movie wise, because me and the missus ended up watching the movies together.
Good,
Um.
nice,
So
yeah.
when she got back, we just lay down and watched a movie in bed. And it was good. It was good to
Yeah,
just
yeah.
chill and lay down and watch a film. I'm just trying to pull up the name of the film right now because I can't remember anything. I'm sure she remembers it already and is going to remind me of it. I think it's like I'm trying to remember if it's like Spy something or something like that, but I don't think that's it.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think it's that.
What kind of movie was it?
It's called Role Play. That's the name of it. It's called Role Play.
Okay, got it.
So this one was on Amazon Prime. I think Amazon Prime is probably the best place to go to watch. If you're looking for new movies or you're looking for something to watch, I think Prime is probably the best place to go and get something to watch. I think they're just, you can find good movies on there.
I agree. Good stuff.
Good stuff indeed. So this one came out in, I believe, was it January this year? It came out. It stars Kaylee Cuoco, who, if those who don't know who Kaylee Cuoco is, she plays Penny in The Big Bang Theory. So it stars her. It also has Bill Nye in there as well. And you have David Oyelowo. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah.
And a few other people in there as well. It is a good movie. The film is basically, it's not a 10 out of 10 like, oh, it's the best movie ever, but it's good because of the fact like this is a good B movie kind of movie that you watch at home. You know, you pay for it. Like back in the day, you get a DVD of this and you sit down and you just enjoy it. You know, and the film is just, it's about this lady who works as a contract killer. So she's an assassin, and but she has a regular family and a life and all this sort of stuff with a husband and kids and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, you kind of, her worlds of being an assassin and her world of being being a wife with kids kind of blend together against her will, essentially. And it's hilarious. The husband is amazing. The guy David Oyelowo. I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly again.
No, I think you do. It is a very special name.
Yes.
I mean, isn't that like, correct me if I'm wrong, sounds like an African family name.
It does sound like an African family name.
Oyelowo, something
Oyelowo,
like that.
yeah. So he is amazing. He's probably the highlight of the film. He's hilarious because his reactions to her finding out stuff about her like work life is so authentic. Like, it's like, yeah, if I found out my missus was a secret assassin, I'd be like, I'd probably have reactions like his. But then he's a sweet character as well. His character is so nice, and the way she plays off of it as well. Like, I know Alex didn't like Kaylee in this. She felt Kaylee was the weak person in the cast.
I can see that according to the chat, but
I did not find that. I liked Kaylee a lot. I thought she was great in the film. I thought they were a great duo in there, the two of them. She's obviously older now, so she has a more, I think for most people who've seen her in her previous role, she plays the young kind of like cute girl next door kind of vibe. Now she's like a mom, and I thought she did a pretty decent job. I mean, he obviously outshined her, you know, based on how he played his role in the cast in his character. But I still didn't think she was bad. I thought she was pretty cute, pretty cool, pretty funny.
Oh,
I thought he was adorable and funny and just charming and amazing, you know. So the two, you put those two sort of like dynamics together and it works. It just works. I felt it worked for me. So that is Role Play. It's a 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb. I give it a 7 out of 10. I think it was better than that. So I recommend this one. I really do recommend this one quite a significant bit.
Cool.
The other thing that I watched this week is something that Nalu has been he's been recommending to me for a while. I'm trying to pull that one up next. I'm so bad with names, people. Sorry, apologies. Nalu, can you remind us in the chat what was the name of the thing? I think it's like some something bride, something, the Demon Lord's Bride or Elf Bride or something like that. I think it's called. Let me type.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, but it slips my mind too. Maybe,
I'm just gonna Google Elf Bride. Yeah, the Archdemon's Dilemma: How to Love Your Elf Bride.
There we go. Yep.
I watched that as well, and that was also amazing. I am loving it. I am quite a few episodes in. I have watched, I think, Well, all the episodes are on Netflix. Sorry, on Crunchyroll. To be honest, I've watched every single episode that's out. I've watched them all, and I am sold on this elf bride thing. I think it is adorable. I like the characters. The story, like when you see it initially, I start thinking, oh my god, this is gonna be lame. Especially because her character, like when you see the like the visuals, the like if for those of you if you just Google it, she looks kind of lolly, right? And for those who don't know anime, lolly is sort of like like she looks kind of like a younger sort of like child character. Per se. Oh, Mrs. just brought me some food. I'm mid podcast. I can't eat right now, but thank you. I appreciate it. I've got food, people.
Oh,
so yeah, she looks kind of young, but when you get into it, the way it's written, the way she's written as a character, that stuff goes away. You realize, she grown, So, I would say this is so far it's like an 8 for me on the scale. I can't bring up my My Anime list for some reason. I'm trying to pull it up on My Anime list, but it's not coming up. So, but either way, it's about an 8 for me. I like this. Nalu, thank you for mentioning it and recommending it to me. I'm a fan. So
good. That's nice.
Yes, that's what I've been watching. Raj, I leave the floor to you, bro. What have you been watching?
You can exactly. Okay, shoo a bit. Shoo. The food. The shoo's the food. So movies have been going back. As said, sometimes that happens. Watching or rewatching. Do you like rewatching things that you watched before that you liked back in the days? I think we talked about that before. You do that, right? Once in a while. At
nostalgia is good.
Exactly. There we go. Nostalgia. That's what I did. One of those style of movies that, either you like them or you don't. I think it's hard to be somewhere in between. I'm talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. I actually played that film music some years ago. Interesting. That's another topic. Me and my youngest son, Isaac, watched the second movie, which is Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. The reason why we didn't watch the first movie is because we just remembered too much from it. So we're like, oh, what do you remember from the second movie? Well, I don't have the full picture. Okay, let's watch that one. We did. This one is from 2006. It has a 7.4 on IMDb, and I put it somewhere around there as well. This is just very good and fun, light entertainment in so many ways. Like the old matinee movies, if that's even a word, back in the days, go back to Errol Flynn in the 40s or something. Of course, I mean, you know the drill. It's one of those roles or parts that has already become legendary when it comes to Jack Sparrow, of course, and Johnny Depp. And but time goes fast. It was like 2006, so they were quite much younger. Thinking about Keira Knightley also and Orlando Bloom, I'm like, this was some time ago. But the movie in itself works still, for sure. We had a good time. We actually watched the third one as well. Can't remember right now what it's called. They have done quite a few. But even so, it's good. And if you haven't ever, for some reason, watched the Pirates of the Caribbean, please do that. You rewatched an old movie, great movie called The Love Bug. That I know that one. Check out that. Oh, you do? Okay, good. Yeah. You see, it is nice to do that sometimes. I love to go back and watch some older movies, and for many reasons. So that's mainly my movie kind of department of things. When it comes to series, I mentioned this before, and I know that your Mrs. Alex has been watching this, and that is Yellowstone. Me and my wife now Annalie has been, I think we're done almost with season 4, so we're getting into season 5. And I like this series. It's one of those that, it's quality, it's good actors, it's good plot, it's good story. It has a little of everything, also relationship and love, but also a lot of
trying to sell me in it. They trying to sell me in a relationship and love. I'm kind of like interested now.
Yeah, 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 but it is. It
Mhm,
actually is
mhm.
a family, a strong family, but also partly dysfunctional due to many reasons. To be honest, no, I like the series. I actually do.
Mm.
And yeah, but that's my tally. We can just stop there. Like Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, this was Deadman's Chest, but we will continue to watch. We are now on the third
Mhm.
movie. We just had a break. We sometimes do that. We watch like half the movie, and maybe it gets late, and we have to go to bed, whatever have you. And then
That's
maybe
the
two
thing.
days later, yeah, almost like a series. You cut it in half at least. So
That's the way you do it. The other thing too, Nalu's already put
at
in the
World's
chat
End.
at
Sorry,
World
yeah,
End.
no, you
Yep.
got that right. Yeah, at World's End. So
The
yeah.
funny thing is that this same week, and this is how much we're in sync, Raj. I was in, me and the missus went into the shops and just do some shopping when she came back. And we in the shop we saw the Pirates of the Caribbean DVD box set with all the movies, and I was like, I was like, this is classic, right? And I was like, I think I was showing it to her. But yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. Going back to Pirates of the Caribbean, especially you can watch all the films on Disney if you have the Disney Plus subscription.
yeah, that's
Um,
where we're watching it now.
yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, for me personally speaking, I'm starting to think maybe there are certain films that I want to just own on Blu-ray, because of the fact that digital platforms do some weird stuff sometimes. So there's some
True.
films and some games that I would just like to have a physical copy of, just in case.
Yeah, it
But
can be worth it,
yeah.
definitely, for
hmm
many reasons. Yeah.
So I think, and Pirates of the Caribbean is definitely one of them. I'm a big
Mm,
fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean films. So
mm,
hearing you talk about them, absolutely love it.
mm,
Absolutely love it. Let's talk about some video gaming.
mm.
And I think I want to start because you guys have been watching my gameplay of the game I've been playing this weekend, and
Yes.
that game is Stellar Blade. I
The
have
uncensored version.
the uncensored version. I have been loving Stellar Blade. I've got the physical disc, and so I've got my physical copy here. I updated it. I got all the update stuff in there. And I've unlocked a few. I've unlocked a few of the costumes already. You can see one of them right now on the screen. And I am loving Stellar Blade. I want to say Stellar Blade is amazing. I genuinely want to play this on a better platform though. Like
Aha,
I
okay.
would like to play this on, and when I say better platform, I mean my PC. Because there's portions of this game where you can see the degradation of the visuals due to the lack of the PlayStation 5's power. And I know my PC is not going to struggle with those stuff. Like when I see certain graphical effects, chugging, I'm like, yeah, my PC could handle that. And I'm playing this in balance mode, not quality mode. I'm pretty sure my PC could run this in quality, easy. So I am looking forward to this game a lot. My missus just brought me some apple pie. So thank you. So I've got apple pie as well, guys.
Oh, how
Yeah, I don't know if you call
beautiful.
this apple pie or apple crumble, but it's something like an apple pie. Let me just have a slice of this. I'm addicted to this stuff, to be honest.
Sure.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess you will get it on PC also later then, or your Steam Deck, or how do you what do you think?
PC Steam Deck is the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
This is a double dip for me. This is definitely a double dip. I'm fine with getting this on my PC. I probably won't pay full price for it on PC though. I'll probably try to get it on PC when it comes out because I'm already playing on PS5. So I think when it comes to PC, I'll probably get it on sale, more likely than not. Again, because of the fact that I don't want to pay full price twice. I mean, I'm not swimming in that much money. But it's generally a game that I do see myself playing again, and it is amazing. It is really cool.
Nice.
The visuals are great. The characters are great. It's a game that I can also see myself completing quite quickly because I've already completed quite a lot of. I've made a lot of progress in the game in a short period of time. Because I've only started properly playing it this weekend, and I've cut through quite a few bosses already in the game. And if I wasn't just like sort of like exploring and picking up items and doing side quests and all that kind of stuff, and just sort of like just exploring the world, I'd probably be way further ahead in the story right now. But it's great. Stellar Blade is an amazing game, hands down. it's my game of the year so far. I don't think anything else has come out this year that I'm like, yay. Celebrate feels amazing. It feels really, really good. It feels solid. I'm in love with it. I think it's a great game. I can't wait to play more of it. I'm actually waiting to get off this podcast so I can go back and celebrate, to be honest.
Yeah, you see, that's when, then the game is good for sure. When you start to feel like that, I know it's a feeling I can miss sometimes, but it's great when it's there. When you find a game that you really feel like that. You know?
Easy 10 out of 10.
I totally agree with you. I also want to fill in. Yes, I saw and we saw. Sometimes we don't comment everything, but yes, Nala, I was actually reading in the background when it comes to the series you have been watching when it comes to Scorpion from 2014. So I'll keep that in mind. 7.0 on IMDb even. But yeah, that sounds good. I'm happy that what has the critics said about the game so far? I haven't been really.
Stellar Blade.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, to be honest, because I've stayed away.
But I just got to my mind, you know.
I've stayed away from reviews because I genuinely didn't care what they were gonna say.
Yeah, then we just we leave it. We leave it like that.
Yeah. I won't read what the reviews say, but I'll go to what do you call that place again? Is it Rotten Tomatoes that does games? No, it's
it could be, isn't it?
Metacritic.
So. Metacritic. So Rotten Tomatoes is
it's film. Yeah, that's film. That's film. It is 81 on Metacritic. That's not bad.
No. That's,
That's the user score is 92. The critics gave it an 81. So the critics gave it 81, obviously. Yeah, they're like, well, it's got too many booty cheeks in this. This is terrible.
Always spoiling up.
One reviewer put had Eve been a character with agency and personality who actually responded to the drooling and layering that she's meant to embody, she'd be Bayonetta. And they give it a 50. So it's like I think the people who give this a bad rating don't like the fact that Eve is visually appealing to the eyesight.
Interesting.
And so they have they obviously hate it. I didn't give it a 70. It says a lackluster story, several frustrating elements in RPG mechanics, preventing it from soaring along in the best genre. And it says dull characters. I don't think so.
Wow.
I like the characters already. I'm a big fan. Six Axis give it a 70 as well. Twin Infinite give it a thing. Attack of the Fanboy 70 as well. Let me see if there's any reviewers that I know personally that chugged this. Wow, it's going down. Polygon didn't even their review is to come. Digital Trends give it a 60. Edge Magazine 60. Wow, the slander. Kotaku didn't even review it. Well, they didn't give it a score, sorry, but they did review it.
Okay.
And I don't think Kotaku liked it. The platform might suck and Eve might be unwidely to control at times, but the status action makes up for they actually think it isn't perfect, but in its best moment, Celebrate is pretty stellar. Okay, that's actually kind of that's all right from Kotaku. Interesting. Say no more, porque?
Yes, say no more. Yeah, you will have as many different opinions as depends on how many you ask. I would say it's always like that. People will have different thoughts and experiences. It depends on what they like in the games. Even if it's a genre that they play a lot, it depends on really what they are there for, you know. And I got a bit, even though I don't play these kind of games so much, at least not anymore. I did it way back a bit more, but I mean, I also get a bit of a Bayonetta kind of feel just watching her. I don't know. I did play those games actually, but
look, haters gonna hate, Raj. I'm telling you, this game is amazing. I think even you, considering the games that I know you play, you're gonna love this because it even though it's a JRPG in the sense that it's got JRPG elements in it or RPG elements in it. I think it plays more like a very good action game. You know?
Exactly. That's what I see, and I think you're right. I would most likely enjoy it. I don't see why I wouldn't. So for sure, yeah.
I think people who liked not just an action game, it's like a Souls-like. That's essentially the
okay. Yeah.
So if you like games like What was that one called? That one like game of the year? I think you played it.
You think of Elden Ring? Or?
Elden Ring. It's got a vibe. Like it's not visually like Elden Ring, but
No.
gameplay wise, you get that kind of mechanic. So you've got a parry system and you've got a dodge system as well.
Okay, yeah.
So
right.
if you time the dodge perfect, you get like a quick time dodge, and you can level that up and make it even better. And the same with the parry, you can, if you time the parries, you can do certain things, and then you've got like certain different types of attacks. That enemies do, and they're all like color coordinated. So there's some attacks where essentially when the enemy does they do some attacks where it's unblockable, so like if they do a grab attack, you have a combination you can press, which is circle and back, which if you time it perfectly, you can kick the enemy and sort of stun them for a second, and then you can jump in with an attack, a follow-up attack on that. And then for others, you can sort of like swoop behind them as they're coming and do something else. And then there are these unblockable attacks where if you stay there, you're going to get hit and you can't block it. So your only bet is to dodge, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it sounds a bit like, it sounds a bit like those kind of mechanics that I've played, if that makes sense. Also, when you mentioned Elden Ring to a certain degree. But now also says that some people are comparing Stellar Blade to DMC, like Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
And cool if it is. I mean, I had a lot of fun playing Devil May Cry. So, you know.
I could see that comparison. I can see, because the mechanics are solid. It's solid, solid fight. Like when you lose or you get killed from something, you don't feel like, oh, the game treated me. You like, get good scrub. Like in my mind, when I get killed, I'm like,
I understand. That's the difference.
I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm not timing that right. I can get around that. I should have dodged right there. You know, that's the way my brain is. It's not like, oh my god, this game is crap. The mechanics don't work. No, I'm like, I should have dodged right there.
Right.
You know, I didn't time it right. And I think it's also one of those games that uses the PlayStation 5 controller, sort of like haptic feedback and all that kind of stuff really well. You know, you can, like when she's running different surfaces, you can feel a bit of it. Like there's one section where water was falling, and I was like, what is that feeling? Like, and then it's the water. That's cool. And then there was another section where I'm walking through the world, and there's a guy sending something over the comms, and it starts coming through my controller. Like I can hear through the speakers on the controller. It's like,
okay.
Or like when you do a perfect block, perfect parry, the sound effect comes through your controller. You know, and I didn't even notice that until like last night. I was playing a bit of it, and I perfect block, but I had the telly on mute, and I heard it come through the speaker and the controller. I was like, oh, well, hello, how are you doing? So yeah, Celebrate is great.
Cool.
You guys should get it if you have a PS5.
Sounds good. Okay, we gotta move on. Time flies as always when you're having a good time together like this. But if you're gonna also play some, if you gotta continue to play the game Stellar Blade, we gotta move on here. I have been playing XDefiant, which is, well, I think most of you guys know it's the new Ubisoft game, a free-to-play shooter. And I've already said, I think everything that still is up to date, more or less, how I feel about the game in a video I made on my channel, if you're interested, my first impressions. Since I also played the playtest that has been out, I mean, the game has been in development for like 4 years, and the last playtest was quite some time ago, and as many know, also the game was even delayed. But it's out there. This is a game that plays a lot like an old Call of Duty game such as Black Ops 2, with some, abilities that they kind of experimented with in Black Ops 4, and just, something you might find in a hero shooter such as Overwatch. So it's a bit of that. It's nothing. It feels like they haven't been inventing a new game, if I put it like that. They have put together things from other games. Of course, tried to make it like a Ubisoft kind of style of game due to the characters that comes from the Ubisoft universe, if I put it like that. So that's all there when it comes to the classes and their abilities and whatnot. How does it play? Well, it had a rough launch. I can say the servers couldn't comprehend. They couldn't, there was so many people logging in. It got a real boost. It reached 1 million pretty fast. And so there was problems for sure. I was lucky not to play the first 24 hours. So for me, it was fine the day after when I started to play. The gameplay, there was a huge disappointment for me already when I started to play, and that has to do with what I experienced already in the playtests. Yeah, plural playtests. And that has to do with performance regarding hit registration, netcode, and sometimes also desync kind of things. And of course, this is a crucial thing when it comes to an online shooter. That has to just be good. Otherwise, well, players like me won't play the game for long, that's for sure. And I think people alike also might shy away from the game. We'll see what happens with that. They know, I mean, Mark Rubin and everyone behind the game, he has a long history with Call of Duty games as well. They have been addressing this. They have said we're working with it, but there are things that you start to wonder, why haven't they been able to make this better already at launch? They've had a lot of time for these kind of improvements. I mean, the game doesn't have a kill cam. There are bugs when it comes to certain settings. There are things that you start to wonder. If I'm going to be harsh, I kind of wish they waited actually even a bit longer to fix those things before how do you say, launching the game. But there's a lot of people that are playing it. It's a mix of people coming from the Call of Duty community, because it's also has been marketed like a no SBMM game, meaning no skill-based matchmaking, and a lot of people are looking forward to that. However, I think I mentioned this before, this game is super sweaty right now. I'm not kidding you. There's a lot of tryhard players playing right now, and I think if you're looking to a game to shield with friends and everything, you maybe just wait a few weeks until some guys have dropped off due to the game right now being the new thing, if that makes sense. Also for quite a lot of content creators. So if you look at the game, it feels like, it's from 2014. Because it looks quite dated when it comes to the graphics. I don't mind that. If the performance if it would be top notch, I wouldn't even think about it. But the other day, when you got into the stream, which was nice, I went back playing with some dudes playing. That's also where we talked about the MR scan, by the way, the X-ray. We played Shatterline, which I've talked about before, a free-to-play shooter from a small developer. I mean, that game is struggling for its life, if that makes sense, meaning not having a lot of players online and so forth, but it plays better. It looks better. It has more content. It has PvE as well. Quite a lot of missions and co-op and whatnot. So you have to wonder, I mean, because some people have said, well, it's a free-to-play game regarding XDefiant, because you always have, it's sometimes hard to keep like a sane discussion regarding these matters. I think you know what I mean, because some people are they start to like defend Ubisoft, and I'm like, why are you doing that? It's a $3 billion company, dude. It's like, it's not an indie studio we're talking about here. Yeah, it might be, it's sure it's free to play, but it's still, it's a AAA studio. So, or company at least, how you define the studio when it comes to X number of employees, well, that's another thing. Yes, I heard, yeah, that's also a thing when it comes to Ubisoft, and I was about to come to that when it comes to their background regarding the Division but Rainbow Six Siege, no, I don't really know what has happened there. I just know that they've had a tendency, if the game for some reason isn't doing well or something, that they can just, take it down. What's the future then for this game? Well, it's hard to tell, but in my book, I believe they have to address these issues in the game. It's also filled with people that have been spamming like the bunny hopping and air strafing, which I think I don't like that at all. Mainly because I'm an old school gamer. I can do that kind of movement, but I just think it's super cheesy to it looks like you're on a pogo jump stick the whole game. It's not that great. They have said that they're gonna look into and nerf that kind of thing. Not like it's not taken away. It shouldn't be taken away. But they're toning it down, if that makes sense. Now they're adding a monthly subscription to R6. That is true. One of my followers, when it comes to the Twitch channel, actually told me about that because he has been playing a lot of R6. But thank you now for filling in. Yeah, that's just one example what can happen from such a company. So with that said, This is preseason. Season 1 will drop later. I hope they get some of these things fixed for the community, and of course also that they have a good roadmap. Will the game last for long? I don't know. As I said, it was a YouTuber. I checked out his video regarding XDefiant, and he said a good thing. Well, this game plays on the strings of nostalgia. So it is quite fragile, to be honest, because it doesn't have anything original to rely on. It is a game that you if you play it and when you play other shooters, you will recognize it. You will, and that can be a good thing in itself for sure. But I understand totally what it means. It doesn't have anything like original.
I think to myself, to an extent, what else can be done that is going to be original nowadays when it comes to games? I think for the most part, everything that could be done has been done. For
sure,
with most games.
I agree with that also. I mean, you can still be innovative in kind of old ways of doing things and old proven, how do you say, ways, whatever. I can't really explain it better, but I think this is it's so obvious though that they've taken this and this and this and thrown it into a game like this. And Shadowline is like that too. It's actually quite generic, but at the same time, it can be fun. And that's the thing what a lot of people are experiencing right now with XDefiant. And I think that's great. If people like the game and have fun, that's great, because that's the most important thing. But imagine if I just said to in the stream the other day, imagine if this game would have been a paid a game you can buy. It would have been probably the most I mean, people god damn it, if it would cost money, they would just how do you say when you oh god, what's the word? I'm getting tired now. Q
is it downvote?
Refund when you refund the game, that would happen definitely 100%. It is true also now, and that goes also into play when it comes to FPS genre. It's very hard to innovate without upsetting fans, and I agree with you. So as said, at the same time, when I say that, well, you've seen it all before. Sure, you have. So it's hard, and I know, of course, also Mark Rubin comes from a background of being a lead when it comes to, wasn't it Infinity Ward, I believe, when it comes to Call of Duty. So I understand. So it's more like good luck. Gonna see. I gotta keep you guys posted. We time flies now, and we're getting to a point we have to review bomb too. But well, again, we'll see. But it's been very hyped for sure. It's a hyped game. I don't think it lives up. It doesn't live up to the standard where I want it to be. At least not yet. We'll see. From a performance point of view. Then we can discuss other things like, yes, it's super slow. How do you say, grind when it comes to unlocking attachments to weapons, which puts like a gap between players. New players coming in, okay, oh, you have been playing for 30 hours, great, you have upgraded 2 weapons to like max, and I haven't. I don't even have a sight or a scope on my gun. Okay, good, great. No, it's gonna be very tough. But yeah. But it is a thing. But it's interesting, again, the whole thing, skill-based matchmaking, but at the same time, it's super sweaty right now, most of the time. Kind of interesting. Well, that's XDefiant for you, at least for now. Have you been eating your pie, my friend?
I'm still on the salad I have in front of me. I've been trying to like sneak some bites in while you discuss XDefiant. I think when we wrap up, I'm gonna jump into the pie. And just sort of like finish up, but because I've got some bread and some salad on this plate here right now. But anyway, yeah. That being said, sounds like you've been playing some good stuff.
Yeah. As a whole, I think we got some good things.
Some good gaming. Yeah, I'll never play anything from Ubisoft again in the future. I don't think I'll give Ubisoft my money or spend any time in their games because I don't trust them.
They won't get money from me, that I can say.
Yeah,
maybe a bit of my time. We'll see.
I won't even give them my time because of how they've like what they do with their studios. Even when the fan base because I think as a developer, when the fan base says, "Hey, we don't want that," and they've been supporting your product for some time. I think the positive thing to say is not, oh, fans need to get accustomed to just not owning their games, but okay, can we facilitate this? You know, and with Ubisoft, it's like, oh, let them get accustomed to not like owning their games. So I think that's their stance on it. So they can't get my money. I'll buy games from other
I know
companies.
what you mean.
All my time. But that being said, I think we've got to the end of the show, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. As you say, it's been nearly half an hour, 1.5 hours. I can't talk right now. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. We're going to shape up. It's not going to be this long. Sometimes it might be, but not all the time. Yeah.
I think at the end of the day,
you agree with me. Okay. High five.
I think at the end of the day, look, sometimes we have longer episodes, sometimes we have shorter episodes. I'm sure those of you that appreciated, that enjoyed, just like you mentioned, Raj, with regards to the film, you can listen to a bit now, listen to a bit later. It's all good. But those who are listening post, that is, those of you who listen live, you're here with us.
True. That's good saying. No, with that said, thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Please give a like on the podcast also. It helps out quite some. And of course, we would like to have you around next week as well, when we talk about life, video gaming, and some beautiful movies and stuff. So with that said, take care, stay healthy, and have a really good week now. Okay, until next time, muffining out.
Beautiful as always. So that, guys, thank you very, very much for listening to this episode of That Beautiful Life podcast. As always, you can find Raj at the number 40 with SPLISH. He streams on a Tuesday and a Sunday. Is that correct?
That is correct, my friend.
For those of you that want to follow his tags, I think it's below us, down below in that direction. You can find Roger's tag there. You can find me at LPGardens.you, LPGRDIN. I did stream actually this week. I didn't mention that. I streamed Stellar Blade actually.
Oh, nice.
I think it was last night. And thank you to everyone who tuned up and watched the stream. It was great to see you guys in the chat. I believe Nalu was there. I don't know if I'm getting. Yes, Nalu did give a subscribe. Yes, like and subscribe to not just the Husband of Dreams, but all of us, all we're doing. But Nalu did give me a subscription on Twitch, and he's been the longest Twitch subscriber on Twitch for the channel. So shout out to Nalu and everyone else who tuned up, because I didn't even plan it. I just was playing Stellar Blade. I was like, I should stream some Stellar Blade. And it was actually you, Rod. You inspired me to play Stellar Blade on stream, because I was watching your stream and I was like, I should probably stream today.
Nice. Good. Yeah.
So I did. My missus encouraged me as well. So she gets a bit of credit as well for that. So I did a stream yesterday. Shout out to everyone who was there. And you can find everything else at Simply Binge or at Simply Binge UK. As always, we wouldn't like you guys to miss any of the episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many people like subscribe to this podcast on Acast, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Simply Binge.com, and elsewhere. And we're so confident they're going to like it that we're giving it away for free. So as always, guys, this has been queued for your pleasure. And it's a wrap. There we go. I actually got it perfect this time. It's been a while since I've gone through the whole spiel without having.
Yeah, it was very fluent, I have to say.
I was practicing. Tight. It's all that. It's all that quick time movements I'm having to do in Stellar Blade, dodging stuff and blocking parries and stuff like that. It's just perfection, Now listening on 28 months of subs. Yeah, pretty much combos. Okay, I need to get to my eating now, because I did not have lunch, and this is technically my lunch/dinner. So your boy is going to go into the food and all that kind of good stuff. Raj, I'm going to catch you on the flip side. I'm assuming you're going to go watch some more Pirates of the Caribbean.
Could be so, actually. Yeah.
yes, definitely. Smash.